Hi, welcome to ABC's Film. This week is one of my choices. It's Last of the Mohicans. It's a 1992 Michael Mann film. It's really, really good. It stars Daniel Day-Lewis, Madeleine Stowe, some other people, and I really like it. Alex hasn't seen it, and I'm hoping that he does like it. Last of the Mohicans is a movie about three trackers. One is he English? Daniel Day-Lewis. He's English, but he's been adopted into this Mohican family, and they're three trackers. And they just, track around doing whatever trackers do. And then there are two English women who are being transported across the United States by the English army, but they get ambushed, and the trackers have to take them across to some fort.
Because it's being attacked by the French, and they were going to reinforce the fort with the militia.
Yeah, and the French and the English are fighting, and these people all kind of get
caught up.
Yeah, caught up in that, and the tracker falls in love with one of the girls, and there's like a revenge thing going on as well, because there's a Huron,
something like that anyway,
Indian who is after the two girls because their father killed his family. So it's like a revenge
was that what
thing
was going on?
Yeah, did you not catch that?
I thought he just didn't like grey-haired people.
No. He killed.
It was just in general.
Yeah, he killed their family, or it was under orders from him. So he wants to kill their daughters and that, and they just all kind of hijinks ensue.
Heading west to Kentucky. There is a war on. How is it you are heading west? Well, we kind of face to the north and real sudden like turn left.
So yeah, what did you think?
It was okay. It's decent. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 overall.
A 6?
A 6. There's good cinematography, there's good battle sequences, but I thought everything else was kind of quite flat and quite stilted in the way that a lot of early 90s epic films are.
I know what you mean. There's one bit at the beginning, the first ambush that happens. The English army are transporting two women, and they get ambushed by the Huron tribe.
Huron war party.
Yeah, Huron war party, and they're all battling it out, and then Daniel Day-Lewis, his adopted father and brother, sort of come in to save the day, but it's like they just kind of turn up there.
Yeah.
There's no sort of moment where they sort of get in and it's sort of they're here to save the day. It just kind of happens.
No, I think it's not well characterised, because obviously Daniel Day-Lewis has got a good motivation for staying there because he's in love with Marion Stowe's character. Wasn't Marion?
Cara?
Oh.
Madeleine. Sorry, her name is,
Yeah, but anyway, the lead female actor of the film, and then his family just kind of track around with him for the rest of the film without a great deal of motivation, and also not a great amount of characterization on each of them.
Nobody is fleshed out apart from the English officer, Madeleine Stowe, and Daniel Day-Lewis. Everybody else is just kind of there.
And with Daniel Day-Lewis, it's just one line when I was 2 years old, my family was killed and I was adopted. Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, no, when I say fleshed out, I mean focused on. No one is focused on at all, apart from those three. So sort
Which, are the three main characters of the film, obviously, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I suppose Magwan, he's kind of fleshed out as well. He's probably the second most fleshed out character in the film, if I had to,
Yeah,
say
he is,
that. Like the second daughter, for instance.
In my head, I just called her Weird Face.
She's got weird face.
Yeah, it's Madeleine Stowe and Weird Face.
Right.
She's attractive though. I'm not.
She was 15.
Odd looking. What?
She's meant to be 15, isn't she? She's meant to be really young.
Is she?
Yeah. Well, I assume so. She doesn't look particularly.
She's fucking ugly.
She's weird looking.
That's what I meant to say. I don't.
She should grow into it, like Hermione did. She grew into her look. When she was a kid, she was doesn't look great, but. Anyway. So, acting wise.
Daniel Day-Lewis, who is obviously world renowned as like the best film actor.
Currently working.
Yeah,
Well,
or possibly ever.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't know. We just watch On the Waterfront. So.
is bad in this. Outright bad. And it's not even just he's bad for Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
He's just not good in this.
To be fair, I think Daniel Day-Lewis works a lot better when he's got a lot of dialogue to work with. In this, he doesn't really say a great deal. With this, it's like he's a very handsome guy, but he just does kind of a lot of running around and like battle planning. And then there's only one scene at the start where he goes to the cabin with his colonial friends, and they're having kind of like a little chat there.
Yeah, he's like, my son's gonna grow up and have lots of children.
And it's like, it's the only time in the film he fucking smiles.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it is just really stony faced kind of.
Yeah.
Like you said, we were watching him, gormless, which probably isn't the right,
He did come across as gormless.
Not politically correct, but he is quite gormless. Yeah. So I think he was quite a weak part of the film, but obviously, he makes up for it in literally the rest of his career. So
every other film he's
you can't really complain about it. Madeline Stowe.
Yeah.
She was okay.
I thought she was really good.
A lot of wide-eyed acting in this.
Oh right, I thought you were just reacting, right?
What? No, she was quite wide-eyed.
And I thought Weirdface was good.
She was okay.
Yeah, I thought she was really good.
She didn't really do much. I think she must have like 3 lines of dialogue in the entire film.
Yeah, but
Alan Tudyk's dad. He was actually pretty good.
The English officer looks like Alan Tudyk. Is it Tudyk?
Tudyk, something like that.
Tudyk looks...
The guy who played the chicken in Moana, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, he was alright. I mean, because he was quite... probably the most complex character, but that's in a film full of, like, not complex people.
Really...
We're fine. Are you alright?
Yes.
What will happen here, Papa?
It'll be all right, girl.
This Magua led us into it. 18 killed. These men came to our aid. They guided us here.
Thank you. Do you need anything?
Help ourselves to a few horns from your powder stores. Some food.
Indebted to you.
I am kind of wondering, because I don't know much about... I know, like, various different bits and pieces about Native American history, but I don't know how accurate a portrayal of the tribes this was.
This is an old book.
Yeah, I was reading about that before we started watching it. I know it's based on a book which is considered unreadable, actually.
Yeah,
like,
that's Roger Ebert, I think, said in his review, like, that it does better than the unreadable book.
Yeah.
Also, really interestingly enough, I had a quick browse of Wikipedia last night. This is the 9th film version.
Really? No,
Yeah.
I read that there was a 1936 version, I think.
Yeah,
this was kind of... Apparently this takes more from the film version than it does from the book.
It did
so
say at the beginning, based on the 1936 book.
It's something that does get passed around quite a lot, it seems, but also it's something that I'd never heard of. I've heard of the film, this film.
But like this film, you haven't heard of...
I haven't heard of it being kind of like a big thing that keeps getting remade, like, what's the Jeff Bridges film from like 2010?
True Grit?
Yeah, it's not like True Grit got remade a couple of times.
Oh yeah, but I mean I know True Grit because of the John Wayne film.
Yeah, exactly. But you know.
But yeah, 9th version.
It's not kind of like a big.
Yeah, and nobody's made one since then in like 26 years.
I don't think you really feel the need to make it again.
Yeah.
When we pointed out as well, when we were both watching it, that it reminded us quite a lot of The Revenant, the film from 2015.
Yeah.
It's like because The Revenant is a film about travelling through the American wilderness. Obviously, that's like more wilderness, but obviously you have the same kind of Native American ambush stuff, which is obviously done better in The Revenant, I think. Fight me. The scene at the very start of The Revenant when they're attacked and they have to escape on the walk.
Oh yes,
that's great.
Yeah. I was trying to think in my head like what happens in The Revenant.
The Revenant,
that is brilliant.
The Revenant is a much more kinetic film than this. This is like, even though it's like I say, the fight scenes are really well done in this, I still feel like a lot of it's quite static.
This is dated.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels very early 90s. It feels pre-Braveheart, you know.
Which is weird because like we watch on not even on the waterfront, but like there are old films that don't feel dated. They just feel old.
Yeah.
Like it's not necessarily a different style. It's just not as refined as what we watch now. Whereas this is definitely of a style that isn't used anymore.
No, exactly. It's kind of like I say, it's the 90s epic. Something like On the Waterfront, it feels like a play.
Yeah. So
because like that kind of style some of the acting kind of is a little bit dated, but that kind of style doesn't really get old because that kind of film is still being made.
Yeah.
Now, and it hasn't really changed a great deal from you know, the 50s. But, you know, the kind of kinetic, militaristic filmmaking like this, like obviously something like Saving Private Ryan changed the game.
Yeah.
Sorry, changed the game on that kind of filmmaking. I don't think battle scenes have ever been done like the same kind of way since.
Yeah.
Cinematography was great.
Cinematography was top notch, and
Absolutely.
the colours were just incredible.
Battle scenes were pretty good as well. They were well choreographed.
There's one scene 2/3 of the way through.
Roughly, yeah, like the start of the third
second
act.
ambush, I think. Yeah, definitely.
This film is very clearly divided into 3 parts. You have like the part before they get to the fort. You have like the fort bit, which is like the middle part of the film.
Yeah.
And then you have the final kind of pursuing, like chase sequence at the end there.
But
So,
like the second ambush, there's this shot where it's just sort of like an open field with trees on either side, and the English army, who have just surrendered, are walking down there, and you see the Huron tribe coming in little bits from the outside, and it's all in one shot. You can see like the panic go through the crowd, and then suddenly gunshots start going off from different places. It's just really
it's one
well executed.
It's one shot down the column, isn't it? And it must have gone for like 30-45 seconds or so,
Yeah.
and it's literally the Indians coming from both sides. Sorry,
Yeah.
not the Indians. That's probably offensive. But anyway, the Native Americans coming from both sides, and it's kind of this one static shot as opposed to lots of cutting around, and I think that was done really well because it lets you focus on lots of little details, and you can see how well choreographed the whole thing was.
Very well choreographed. It must have taken them ages to reset.
Like I said during the film, probably if you watched it long enough, you'd see someone doing something really stupid.
Somebody
like,
there, like
you know, like you always see people like pretending to fight, and it looks terrible. Because obviously you just hire extras for the day or whatever, and they're not trained actors. But that was something I liked quite a bit in this film. I think all the battle sequences were well done.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
I say battle sequences, a lot of ambush sequences more than battle sequences. There was like 3 ambushes in this film.
Yeah.
I think kind of like my general feeling about it is this is a film that really wanted to be more epic than it was, like about more than it was, and it ends up being quite a small scale film.
I think it suffers from the fact of it was epic when it came out.
Yeah.
It's not epic now.
No.
We've seen films that are far more epic than this. But at the time, it was massive.
It's a I can kind of see that actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I was 4 when this came out.
I remember it being massive. My dad was watching it all the time. Me and my brothers would just rewind it back to the camp scene and like play, rewind, play, like over and over again.
Yeah, I think the historical detail was good, but it does feel like a film that's very limited in its scope. It wants to tell quite a small story about like maybe a couple of days in these characters' lives, as opposed to something which is about the entire era and the wider context of the war and everything, and the economic situation, and the impending revolution that was going to happen 20 years later.
Yeah.
God, you've grown up.
We leave in the morning.
Yes, miss.
I shan't sleep tonight. What an adventure. Have you seen the Red Men?
A few.
Start rolling.
Do you know what I thought when I was watching it? And I don't know why I've never had this thought in my head before. But I just thought it would have been kind of cool, and correct me if I'm wrong, if they all died, but she was pregnant. And that was the last of the Mohicans.
Is he actually the last of the Mohicans, the father character?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. He says that, but I imagine there's not much context to the line.
Yeah.
Because obviously his son's dead, so he's the last of the line, even though his son is
So that's a no then, you don't like my idea. It would have been great. The camera could have just, at the end, she could have been there, like, crying, everybody's dead, and the camera just pans down to her stomach.
No,
and it comes up on the screen, the last of the Mohicans.
She'd rub her stomach and that'd be it.
Zooms into the womb and it's just this fucking punk kid.
You just let her tone there.
So that was our review of Last of the Mohicans.
1 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
1 thumb up, and this one's like this.
Yeah.
So it's on the positive side.
Oh, mate, that's sign language for I fucking hate deaf people. Stop it. Oh no, that's sign language for I hate.
Every night I bring her Frankfurter sandwiches, Frankfurter sandwiches. How my baby loves those Frankfurter sandwiches, Frankfurter sandwiches. I try to win her with candy, candy, ice cream and custard. But how she likes hot dogs with mustard.
I was saying, like, tune in next week so you can also be the only person that watches that episode.